Happy Valentine's Day. How do you say it in Japanese? Happy Valentine's Day. Honestly, that sounds really bad, but it's really close. I'm really bad with katakana, so please don't judge me. Okay, so it is a day that some people really look forward to or really stress about. I could care less about it. I think that today is a day that people should practice self-love. In Canada, there's like really high expectations for partners on Valentine's Day. Each partner buys each other a gift, or they make dinner, or they go out for an expensive meal. And when you go out to the restaurant, it's really busy, and usually you get a 2-hour time slot, or you're just like rushing and you're trying to make it romantic, but it's not romantic because it's expected. In the end, most people are disappointed or they wanted more, and I think it's just a total commercialized Hallmark holiday, and I think that we shouldn't put that much stress on lovers. If you're single, people kind of get like depressed that they're alone on Valentine's Day, and I think we put too much stress on this day. I think we should just practice self-love. In Japan, they celebrate it a bit differently than we do in the Western world. I find it quite interesting that the women will make chocolates or give the men a gift. Usually it's chocolates. If the woman makes the chocolate herself, just shows that extra effort, and usually that's something that she gives to a guy that she might like, you know, her husband or partner or somebody at work. Oh, also usually at work, it's expected to give chocolates to your male colleagues or boss or something. I don't know. Yeah, lots of chocolate for Valentine's Day. Afterwards, on March 14th, it's White Day, which is where the men reciprocate. So it's exactly a month later. Of course, the men get a month to think about what they want to give the women in return. White Day is an interesting concept that maybe we'll get into in the future. This Valentine's Day, I wanted to focus on self-love because I think it's important to love yourself. And it sounds super lame. So like I was thinking, I want to practice self-love this Valentine's Day. And I actually didn't really know what self-love meant. Like thinking about it, I'm like, oh, how do I practice self-love? Do I go to the spa? Do I buy myself something nice? But literally when I go to the spa or when I buy myself something, that's just trying to fill a void if I feel lonely. So I Googled it. The first article that came up was 13 habits of self-love every woman should adopt. Why is it women? Because I think men need to practice self-love as well. Like men should love themselves. Also, the majority of this is applicable to both men and women. Stop comparing yourself to others is extremely important. We do that too often with social media, as well as don't worry about others' opinions. So I feel like many people do certain things thinking about how other people will react rather than, you know, what they actually want to do. So I think that's important. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Remember your value. Remember your value doesn't lie in how your body looks. Also goes hand in hand with comparing yourself to others. Body image and body shaming is something that we really struggle with in this society. And I really hope that we can figure out a way to just ixnay that, kibosh it. Especially in Asia, there's a big body shaming issue here, and I've been told I'm fat so many times, and I'm working on it. Don't be afraid to let go of toxic people. So true. If you're not vibing, if somebody is a vampire sucking the life, fun, and energy out of you, hit the road, Jack. They can go. This is applicable for lovers, family members, friends, people at work. If you can, try to avoid those negative people because then you will become a bit more negative. Oh, the lighting's changed a bit, but oh well. Process your fears, trust yourself, and make good decisions for yourself. Take every opportunity life presents and create your own. Like move to Japan. Put yourself first. Okay, I think it's important to put yourself first, but not be consumed with yourself and think of others as well. Feel pain and joy as fully as you can. Express boldness in public. Some of these are kind of lame. See beauty in the simple things. Be kind to yourself. I'm going to read that again. Be kind to yourself. I think that's the most important. Okay, but that one was kind of like a little bit of a surface area article. I pulled up something from Medical News Today And I find this one pretty interesting because it gets a little bit more technical, talking about depression and anxiety. People who suffer from stress, poor body image issues, the illness of perfectionism, trying to strive for perfection. Perfect doesn't exist, people. There is no such thing as being perfect. And if you try to be perfect, like these people that you see online, they're not. They're not perfect. And they're probably really sad. And that's why they have to always post all the time to try to make it seem like they're not sad. Maybe. Or maybe they're super happy, but that's not your life, so don't compare yourself to them, okay? Most of us in the Western world have been raised to believe that perfectionism is a great quality to have. After all, being obsessed with perfect details leads to perfect work, and this personality trait, blah, 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 blah. What can result from perfectionism? A shorter lifespan, irritable bowel syndrome, fibromyalgia, eating disorders, depression, and suicidal tendencies can result from perfectionism. Yeah, I think many of us may have struggled with this. I think we've all tried to be perfect and try to make our parents happy when we're not actually making ourselves happy, or our lovers happy when it's not aligned with your goals. I think definitely we need to work on reducing our stress, anxiety, and depression, and realizing we're not perfect. And that's okay. Yoga and relearning pleasure. Mindfulness can help us to relearn as adults to take pleasure in fundamental, everyday things that we used to enjoy spontaneously as children. I think that's great. Sense and savor walk and mindful eating. Wow, I do this. I didn't know this was part of self-love. Actually, I feel so much better now that I have practiced mindfulness. Maybe self-care is part of self-love. Now that I do my morning routine, I practice mindfulness, I do meditation, I eat really clean, I stick on a relatively consistent routine for morning and a bedtime routine, I feel so much better. And I don't feel tempted to drink alcohol or stay up really late or go out late at night. And I have no problem saying no to people. Not drinking alcohol, I feel so much better. Not that alcohol abuse has ever been a problem for me, but I haven't had a sip of alcohol this year. And when my friends are like, oh, come on, just a little bit, I'm totally fine saying no, because I want to put the right things in my body and I want to consume myself with the right kind of information and right energies. And I've been saying no to different people that were a negative influence last year. I think I've been practicing self-love all year through practicing self-care. I didn't even realize this. I think this is the first time in my life that I've ever loved myself. Wow, that's crazy to admit. Oh my gosh. Before, I used to always kind of like need validation from others, kind of suck the life out of my partner, always needing his like approval and attention. You know, I wasn't comfortable on my own, and I would get mad that he would spend so much time with his friends or playing video games when that's, you know, his self-care. Like for me now that I go to the gym, which I also used to be like, why do you go to the gym so much? I feel so much better because that's how I practice my self-care. It's by fueling myself with the right foods and surrounding myself with the right people and taking time for myself. Wow, I've never loved myself before. I love myself and I feel really good about it. Oh, this is cool. Well, I love myself and I hope you love yourself too. And if there's anything you do to practice self-love, please let me know, because I do want to improve, because obviously we all have our moments of self-doubt. But in the end of the day, if you're comfortable with what you're doing, if you're happy with yourself, everything gets better. Sending you much love this Valentine's Day. Yeah. 愛してる。またね。